welcome you to Richmond, Virginia. It is time for match number 2 for these two squads of the 2025 USL Jägermeister Cup as the Richmond Kickers welcome North Carolina FC, a former USL League One club, here at City Stadium. This broadcast presented to you by Ucrops on ESPN+. Happy to have you with us on a beautiful Saturday evening. John Gross with you, getting you set for this matchup. Let's set the stage for you. Again, both clubs used to be in USL League One. Of course, Richmond still is. North Carolina now at the USL Championship level, so there is some history between these squads. North Carolina leads the series with 8 wins all time. Richmond has won 3 times, and we've also seen 3 draws. Meanwhile, Richmond 3-4-4 in the season. In the regular season, North Carolina at 5-3-2. A fantastic campaign for John Bradford's company. And both Richmond and North Carolina trying to pick up win number 1 in Jaeger Cup action, both losing in the first round of this Cup event. Let's take a look at some players to watch, and we will start with the home team. Darwin Espinal has been a revelation this season, brought in over the offseason to score goals, and the man has done that this year. 6 goals. He scored a goal last match against Westchester. Somebody who Darren Sawatsky and his Richmond front office have been watching over the last few years, was a Golden Boot winner in Nice last year with Maryland Bobcats, and has carried that goal-scoring success into USL League One. Another guy who has shown an ability to score goals this season is Josh Kirkland, the hometown kid from Richmond, Virginia. Was brought in last September after being on a trial period with the club. He's come out this season and has scored 4 goals in the regular season this year, and a guy who's versatile. His natural position at the striker, which is where we'll see him today, but has the ability to drop back and play winger as well. Meanwhile, for North Carolina, a lot of rotation in the lineup today for John Bradford's squad, so they'll look to a guy like Louis Perez. The Parisian had a goal and an assist in his last regular season match. He did that in just 20 minutes as a substitute, so somebody who could come on, make a major impact, has 2 goals and 2 assists across the regular season this year. The 3rd-year member of North Carolina FC. So we go from an experienced guy with the club to a newcomer, Pedro Dolabella, but somebody, if you're a Richmond fan and you've been watching League One for years, you know who this guy is. The former Union Omaha standout, was a finalist for USL League One Player of the Year last year, has made an impact at the USL Championship level this season. 2 goals and an assist for Dolabella in the regular season, and he will also be a starter today for John Bradford's squad. Should be a fun one. Second match of Jaeger Cup action for Richmond Kickers and North Carolina FC. We'll have lineups and kickoff for you coming up in just a moment. It's a USL League One rivalry renewed coming up next on ESPN+.
Asia, your car's small.
It's a little cramped, but it's fine.
Fine? When you became MVP once, was that fine? No, you did it twice.
They built you a statue.
But you're fine with this tiny car when you could just sell it to CarMax?
You're right. It's not fine.
Can't feel my legs.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day. We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family. It's seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about people in your...
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Here we are, City Stadium, just about set to kick things off in the second match of USL Jägermeister Cup play between Richmond Kickers and North Carolina FC, presented by Tech for Troops. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups in this matchup. We'll start with Richmond, the home squad in this fixture. Ortho Virginia, the presenting sponsor of our starting 11. And for Richmond, two changes from last match. Griffin Burnett, the 18-year-old, back to the starting 11 after coming on in the sub last time for the first time. Also, Pablo Jara makes the start. He has only played in Jaeger Cup matches this season, a veteran goalkeeper. The trio of Terzaghi, Bilhart, and O'Dwyer, all still out, all unavailable. So three key attacking players unavailable for Richmond. And for North Carolina, wholesale changes for John Bradford. 8 changes from North Carolina's starting 11 compared to last match. The only 3 starters who are the same, Pedro Dolabella, Colin Martin, and Tristan Hodge. Mikey Maldonado, who leads the USL Championship in assists, is not available for selection. Somewhat expected to see this amount of lineup changes because it's a USL Championship squad playing in a cup match, but still 8 changes in the starting 11, certainly significant for John Bradford. Just about set to kick things off. Second match of this Group 5 USL Jägermeister Cup. Second year of this event. Last year it was just League One. Now it includes the championship, and we are underway between North Carolina FC and Richmond Kickers. Happy to have you with us on this Saturday evening. Again, the second year of this cup. Last year was just League One. This season, now all 38 teams between the USL Championship and League One involved. And a down North Carolina player in the opening moments. It's Pedro Dolabella hobbling his way back onto his feet, right next to the Red Army of Section O. Good to see Dolabella back on his feet, but this is a tough place to play. The Red Army, one of the great supporter groups in USL League One, and it's a group that North Carolina knows very well, having played in USL League One prior to last season. Now in year 2 as a member of the USL Championship. But this is an event that features 6 regional groups. Groups feature 6 or 7 teams per region. Each club plays 4 group stage matches. The 6 group winners and 2 wildcard teams then enter a knockout round. And with both North Carolina and Richmond dropping their opening Jägermeister Cup matches, it is imperative that these squads pick up 3 points today, because with just 4 matches in the group stages, if you're sitting on 0 points or even 1 point through 2 matches, you're in a tough spot. Thrown it away for Richmond of the red kits, North Carolina in the blue kits. Here's Beckett Howell, the Richmond, Virginia native, found an assist last match, which was his first professional goal contribution. Today making his 4th consecutive start. Part of that major youth movement for Richmond. There's Tristan Hodge, the Trinidad and Tobago international. His feet intercepted, and a free kick on the way. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by CarMax. And for Richmond, it starts with that set-piece defense. North Carolina can certainly capitalize there, with Richmond having conceded the most set-piece goals in USL League One. And then for North Carolina, try to take Richmond out of this thing early. Yes, there's been a lot of player rotation, compared to last match for John Bradford's squad, but there's no doubt about it, Richmond, the underdogs, Darren Sawatsky even said so in our chat earlier this week. And if you're the USL Championship side in North Carolina, you want to prevent Richmond from having any hope in this match. Lovely long ball brought in. And quickly sent out of danger. There's Paco Craig, the two-time USL Championship champion with Blue City. Nodded forward, Burner. Sends it central. And that's lifted out for a North Carolina throw. North Carolina 0-1 in USL Jägermeister Cup play, 5-2-3 in league play. Now this is one of the areas where this team excels on throw-ins. 4 goals off of throw-ins for NCFC this season. That leads the league by a comfortable margin. USL Championship in total has 9 goals off of throw-ins. NCFC has 4 of them as Luis Perez winds up for this toss. Headed central, and no trouble for Pablo Jara. Jara making just his 2nd start of the season, both coming in Jaeger Cup action. As that twirls out for a throw. North Carolina playing in its first match in 15 days. Last match was a 4-2 win over Oakland Roots. Meanwhile, its other Jägermeister Cup match was a 2-1 loss against an in-state opponent. Dogwood Derby matchup against Charlotte Independence. The Independence took a 2-0 lead through 25 minutes. North Carolina unable to recover. And it was a 2-1 final. Meanwhile, for Richmond, its prior Jägermeister Cup match was on April 26th, the 4-1 loss against Louisville City. And what a tough test that was. Lou City, 2nd most points in the USL Championship. And a corner kick on the way for Richmond. Nils Seufert will send this in. He was the man who had the only goal for Richmond in that 4-1 loss against Lou City last month. Seufert does have 3 assists this season. Wind is blowing towards him. Seufert plays it short. Seufert drives it in. Seufert's ball headed away. And the kickers stay on it. Richmond winless across its last 7 matches in all competitions, so it has been a bit of a rough stretch for Darren Sawatsky's squad. Despite that, he said his team is probably where they should be at this point of the season. It's a young group. He wants his team to peak at the right time. And of course, still a lot of soccer left to play this season. Perez. There's Paco Craig. Perez again. Played just 20 minutes last match as a substitute, but had a goal and an assist in that truncated appearance. Summersol's ball takes a deflection. Here is Perez. Bit of space to carry. Luis Perez, the Parisian, leaves it wide. Here's Perez again, who actually came through the Paris Saint-Germain Academy back in his younger days. And what a day it was for his childhood club today. PSV Kickers, longest tenured head kickers. Longest tenured head coach in USL League One, only behind Mike Jeffries. What a job he's done with this club. And in recent years, really shifting some of the focus towards developing younger, local guys. Richmond, a very young team, young guys who are actually getting a lot of playing time. Trying to build a sustainable model of youth as Kirkland tracks after it and could not get there initially. Kirkland still battles for it, and Mulqueen races on top of it. It was Connor Donovan who broke things up initially. Made things just difficult enough for Kirkland to allow Mulqueen to get there. For Kirkland, one of those local guys. He's a Richmond native. Played his college soccer at D3 Mary Washington. Talking about the emphasis on youth development for Richmond. I think North Carolina is a fantastic model for Richmond to try to follow. They've had so much success over the years producing young guys from the Raleigh-Durham, Cary area. Today's injury report is brought to you by Bon Secours. Here's Burner. Surges ahead. Burner plays it central, and it's lifted out for a corner. Good run by Burner, who played just 4 minutes last match as a substitute against Oakland. Native of Fort-de-France, Martinique, who we touched on Louis Perez and his connections to PSG. Well, Patrick Burner played in Ligue 1, the French top division, 78 matches in Ligue 1, primarily with Nice. And he's the one who wins this corner for North Carolina as Perez makes his way to the corner flag. There's one more look. Burner tried to sneak it through. And it's popped out of danger for a corner as Perez sends it in. Settles, Hodge hits it over the crossbar. And a goal kick on the way for Pablo Jara. Tristan Hodge, one of just 3 NCFC players starting today, who also started last match. And it's always a question mark how different managers handle these cup fixtures, whether they put as much emphasis on it as they would in a league match. Today we are seeing a whole lot of lineup rotation for North Carolina. 8 of the 11 starters for NCFC did not start last match. There's the Red Army in Section O, one of the great supporter groups in USL League One. Colin Martin. Lofted ball towards Burner, and that heads out for a throw. Richmond and North Carolina both searching for their first points in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Again, a Group 5 matchup. This is the second of 4 Jaeger Cup matches that these two squads will play. Top team in the 6 regional groups will advance, plus 2 wildcard teams. There's John Bradford, the 5th-year head man for North Carolina. Began working at the NCFC Academy over 14 years ago and has worked his way up. Forced to blast it away. That will Let out for a throw. Actually, one of those roles that John Bradford held back in 2020. He signed a player contract at the age of 40. This was during that 2020 season. Obviously, COVID a factor, also significant injuries impacting North Carolina. He did not end up playing, but he did sign a contract as a 40-year-old. Pretty unique story. There's one more look at the whistle that warrants the free kick. And our Tech for Troops replay. Espinal and Seufert stand over it. Seufert has 3 assists this season. 15 minutes into this one. It will be Seufert. Low ball, sneaks through! And Hodge able to scoop it up and clear it away. Dangerous ball. That's flick central. Luckhurst gives it away. Bolduc. And his strike is deflected by Craig. Stays with Richmond. Well, it's a kicker squad with plenty of attacking prowess on the roster, but a lot of those key cogs unavailable today. The trio of Terzaki, Bilhard, O'Dwyer, all unavailable. Still showing some life in that attacking third. Again, it's Nils Seufert. Howell cycles it wide. His toe on it. Here goes Pedro Dolabella. Dolabella leaves it off. Summersall now. Donovan finds Burner. Dashes wide. Burner lifts one across. Summersall able to keep it in play. Perez controls. Louis Perez. Martin now. Summersall. Perez. Martin. Burner clips it in, headed away. Burner blocked by Howell, and Burner wins the free kick. Patrick Burner down, and he will require medical attention. Let's take one more look at this on our Tech for Troops replay. And the Richmond Partisans not thrilled with that call. It also results in a yellow. Beckett Howell has been booked. Our first yellow card of the match. Howell, the Richmond, Virginia native. The second Kickers Academy player to sign a contract with the Richmond Kickers first team. First being Landon Johnson, who is available for selection but hasn't played since May 2nd. Perez will send this in, and remember, this is an area where Richmond has struggled mightily this season. Richmond has conceded 7 set-piece goals in league play. That is the most in USL League One. And while this team does lead League One in goals scored with 19, it also leads the league in goals conceded with 18. Ball in from Perez. Back heel, Craig, his strike turned away. Dolabella tries to get there, and it's knocked out by Bolduc. A throw for Perez, right in front of the always boisterous Section O. Perez will throw it in. The Red Army behind him. Ball in from Perez. Craig got a toe on it, and it's looped away. So first couple of set-piece opportunities for North Carolina have been handled well by Richmond. Here's Patrick Burner. Burner dashes in. You can see the idea was looking for Luckhurst. Dolabella links up with Martin. Martin plays it through. Mad dash forward. Luckhurst could not get there, and it will be a goal kick. We look at this North Carolina team today, just given the guys who are unavailable. No Mikey Maldonado, who is joint league leader in USL Championship with 5 assists this season, 8 across all competitions, also has a goal. No Evan Conway, who leads this North Carolina team with 3 goals, though he has not played in quite some time. So they're down some attacking pieces as well. Here comes Richmond. Ball lifted into Simon Fitch. Fitch pops it out. Bolduc slaps one across. Fitch, Bolduc. Bolduc, his cross takes a deflection. And another corner on the way for Richmond. Il Seufert once more will send this in. First-year kicker out of Mannheim, Germany. It's a low ball that is disposed of with ease. Barnathan nearly gave it away. Here's James Vaughn. Espinal. Vaughn couldn't stay on it. Just past the midway point of this first 45. Second match for both squads in the 2025 USL Jägermeister Cup. Richmond kickers out of USL League One. North Carolina FC out of the USL Championship. It's the first year that the USL Jägermeister Cup features all teams from both League One and the Championship. Here's Bolduc into the area. Bolduc as it's stabbed away by Hodge. Fitch gives it away. And this event is actually the first time a U.S. Soccer League has established its own interleague cup. So a historic feat for the USL. And a lot of excitement, of course, with this competition. Dolabella. That is a lovely ball if it stays in play. Burner does get there. Somersault, skies it in. Brought in by Luckhurst. Dolabella strikes. And a goal kick on the way. Solid hold-up play by Adam Luckhurst, making just his second start of the season. Luckhurst, somebody who is from the West Coast, Santa Barbara, California, but very familiar with his now home state of North Carolina. Played at Davidson, which is in North Carolina, played just a bit south at the University of South Carolina, and then returned to the Tar Heel State by playing at Duke. Now in his first year as a professional, being signed after serving as a trialist in the preseason. Here's Kirkland, dashes past Craig, leaves it for Bolduc. Well defended by Donovan, but you see the ability from Josh Kirkland, able to wiggle his way past one defender, create for others. He is more of a natural 9 according to Darren Sawatsky, and that's where we're seeing him today. But he's played wide, he's dropped back a bit at times this season when Emi Terzaghi is available. Of course, the all-time great striker in League One history. He was unavailable today as Fitch skies this in. And Mulqueen watches it head out. Here's Luckhurst. Luckhurst powers one across on the back stick. Knocks central. Luckhurst tracks after it again. Perez will throw this in. North Carolina has thrived on goals off of throw-ins this season, 4 in the campaign. 4 of the 9 goals off of throw-ins that we've seen in the USL Championship overall this season. Perez heaves it in. Stabbed away and lifted clear. Kirkland tracks after it, headed backwards. This is dangerous. And Mulqueen blasted free. Things being sorted out here. We will restart with the drop ball. And a free kick on the way as Espinal goes down. The USL kicks off the month of June on ESPN2 with the Battle of Eastern Conference Powerhouses. Last season's Players' Shield winner, Louisville City FC, takes on the 2024 Eastern Conference title holders in Rhode Island FC. Wednesday, June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Lovely header. Seufert taken off of it. And comfortably cleared away. And a physical challenge. This will be a card. Adam Luckhurst has been booked. It's Clyde Chella, who is slow to his feet.
A yellow card caution has been issued to North Carolina, number 26, Adam Luckhurst, in the 29th minute.
Those two went at it hard as we look at our Tech 4 Troops replay. And Luckhurst shown yellow. Seufert powers it long. Fitch, Bolduc, flicks on for Fitch. And Fitch runs out of real estate. Simon Fitch He is Richmond through and through. The Richmond native has played every single minute this season. Fourth-year member of this club, and he actually grew up attending kickers matches. Later played at VCU, which is here in Richmond. And a mainstay for this kicker squad over the last 4 seasons. And here is the aforementioned Simon Fitch to throw this in. Just an errant ball from Griffin Garnett, who is one of the more promising young players in USL League One. Just 18 years of age. He's been a consistent starter for this team, but a rare misplay for him. And certainly a trip. Free kick on the way, but Perez did not take it from the proper spot. Here is Louis Perez, third-year North Carolina man. Joined the club when he was a member of USL League One. Now North Carolina in its second season in the championship. One of a handful of guys who were holdovers from that League One squad, which won the USL League One championship back in 2023. Perez drives it in. Another well-defended set piece by Richmond. Barnathan. Bulldog just lost it, and Colin Martin dashes ahead. Dolabella. Martin again. Burner. Here's Somersault. Throw incoming for North Carolina. First match for John Bradford's squad in 15 days. John Bradford did say that was a well-received prolonged break. There was some schedule congestion earlier this month. North Carolina had some US Open Cup matches to tend to, but now getting a little bit of time off. Had that bye week last week, and John Bradford said that gave them a bit of a reprieve, a moment to reset things. Also, with Open Cup play being over, allows them to just focus on league play. Red Army rocking as always. That is an amazing mustache as well. That guy in the center of the screen. Raleigh Fingers-esque. Dolabella. Good counter press by North Carolina to win it back. Here is Perez. Leaves it wide. Service central. Headed away. Second header, about a third header. Settled by Martin. Burner. Works on Howell. Sneaks one in there. Barnett in the intercept. And he will clear. A lot of activity down this right flank for North Carolina. Now Perez dashes central. It's Perez! Just wide. Louis Perez had a go. He's potent with the ball on his left foot. Would have been a stunning way for North Carolina to take the edge. He loves operating from that right side, dashing central, since his left foot is his strong foot. can make such an impact. We saw it last match 15 days ago against Oakland Roots. Came on as a substitute, and Perez in 20 minutes had a goal and an assist. Here's Dolabella, shots ahead. Dolabella leaves it for Luckhurst. Hodge, he gives it away. Bolduc, plenty of green to work with. Matt Bolduc, Fitch on the overlap, still Bolduc! Corner coming. Connor Donovan took one off the chest. Bolduc did score last match against Westchester, which was his first goal with Richmond since 2021. We look back at her replay. Donovan was well positioned. Bolduc today making his 115th appearance with Richmond. Returns to the Kickers after spending some time with Nice's Flower City Union. Was also an assistant coach with their women's team, Flower City 1872. Seufert, space for Hoof. It's Summersall, leaves it for Luckhurst. Luckhurst does not have much support, but he does draw the whistle. Well done by Adam Luckhurst. And a free kick on the way. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Adam Luckhurst, Louis Perez, over the ball. Spieler, our match referee, gives the whistle. It is Luckhurst into the wall. And a corner coming for North Carolina. Just the second corner of the match. Now the Red Army letting Louis Perez hear it. In swinger from Perez. And another corner coming. Perez plays it quick. Here is Perez. Burner. Burner, it's a low ball! And it's wide. Goal kick on the way. Seen many quality chances for either team. We've seen those two shots in the last couple of minutes for NCFC. We saw Burner right there, and then a couple of minutes before that, Perez from outside the area. We have seen 6 shots in all for North Carolina, just 1 on target. Meanwhile, 2 shots for the Kickers. Press proves to be fruitful. Summersall. Dolabella couldn't catch up to it. There's Justin Malou. He played the full 90 in the Yankee Cup match against Charlotte Independence His only league appearance was he's back in the field of play. Mulqueen comes from a legendary goalkeeping lineage. His dad, Tim, a legendary goalkeeping coach, most notably with the U.S. men's national team from 1998 to 2009. In fact, U.S. legend Tim Howard credits his success to Tim Mulqueen and his mentorship. Tim Mulqueen, now the head coach at St. Joseph's in Philadelphia, head men's soccer coach for the Hawks. Lovely ball to Bolduc. Hodge riding him. Stays with the kickers. Seufert will send to the 5th corner kick. Corner kick number 5 for Richmond. It's Seufert. That's a heavy ball. Headed away. Bolduc. Here's Espinal. He's been limited with his touches today. North Carolina can counter. Martin speeds ahead. Colin Martin Green to work with. Martin dragged down, still gets it through. It's Dolabella. They play the advantage. And Richmond, a last gasp defensive effort. We will likely see yellow come out though once we get to our next dead ball as it's lifted ahead and Mulqueen gets there. Here's Vaughn. Fitch now. Bolduc. Keeps it in play. Vaughn. Powers it in. And nobody on the receiving end of it. Richmond down. It's that big trio of Terzaghi, O'Dwyer, and Bill Hart today, but they do win a free kick just outside the area because they still have this man, Darwin Espinal, who has been a tremendous attacking piece this season. 6 goals for Richmond, and he wins the free kick just outside the 18. Clear foul. And this well within striking distance. In the dying minutes of this first 45. Nils Seufert. Darwin Espinal getting set. Seufert, who does have 2 seasons of Bundesliga experience in his native Germany. Talented player. It is Seufert into the wall. Comes out to Vaughn. That cross blocked and a corner kick on the way. Soccer season is here and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all of your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. This is the 6th corner kick for Richmond. Seufert leaves it short. Seufert, way too much on it. And we have entered stoppage time. And it will be a truncated stoppage time, just 1 minute of added time, brought to you by Guayaquil. Kick on the way for Richmond. Likely just one last moment for the kickers. Quickly tossed in. Played through for Bolduc. Bolduc. His cross takes the deflection. Still Bolduc. Leaves it out for Seufer. Seufer finds Fitch. Chops it central. Heavy touch from Espinal. Espinal drives it across. Still loose. Cleared away. And there's the halftime whistle. Richmond kickers on the doorstep of a breakthrough. And that'll bring us to the midway point. And you see Darren Sawatsky pleading for a handball. And the supporters at City Stadium doing the same. But it brings us to the midway point of this matchup. 0-0 is the score. Richmond kickers and North Carolina FC. Scoreless through 45 minutes. Halftime brought to you by Simplicity VoIP. This USL Jaeger Cup match. Scoreless through 45. Halftime here in Richmond, Virginia. Full of highlights, stats, and much more. Stick with us. 0-0 the score through 45 between Richmond and North Carolina on ESPN+.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
Back here at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. 0-0 the score between Richmond kickers and North Carolina FC. Second round of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Both and first match for Richmond. It came against Lou City, who has been red hot in USL Championship play this season. Second most points in the league overall this year. And for Lou City, it was a dominant performance. All 5 of the goals in this match were scored in the second half, with Manny Perez first. Nil Seufer tied things up, but Ray Serrano, Sam Galito, Adrian Perez, all getting into the action for Louisville City. A 4-1 win for Lou City, taking down Richmond kickers. Lou City off to a lightning fast start in Group 5 play of Jägermeister Cup action. Of course, that's a very tough place to play as well. Meanwhile, it was the Dogwood Derby. That's a rivalry from the USL League One days between NCFC and Charlotte Independence. And Christian Cheney with the goal and the acrobatics. 25th minute, Luis Alvarez slots home the PK. 2-0 through 25. And then Olex Anderson, who is unavailable today, taps it in for NCFC, but it was too little too late. We also saw a red card late in the match by Mikey Maldonado. 2-1 the final as Charlotte victorious.
Joe Brito! Oh, it's magnificent! What a finish!
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load Fanny. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold, or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Halftime continues in Richmond, Virginia. Sun starting to set on this beautiful evening at City Stadium. 0-0 the score between Richmond Kickers and North Carolina. Let's take a look at some news and notes across the league as we enter round 2 of the Jägermeister Cup. Congratulations, Birmingham Legion's Ramiz Hamouda and Orange County's Pedro Grimares earning U17 call-ups. A lot of excitement there, of course, international window just around the corner as well. And this is a really cool initiative. The USL United Black Players and Bellevue University awarded their 4th USL Impact Scholarship to elevate Tampa Bay. And then, of course, the pathway to the pros, something that you love to see across USL. Toby Sims, the USL League Two Defender of the Year, played for Greenville, now with Greenville Triumph as a professional. He just played in England, wrapped up his pro season over there, now back in the U.S. Let's take a look at the team of the round for round 1 in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Ian Fuller of One Knoxville was the coach of the round, and Christian Pinzon for Las Vegas Lights was the player of the round. No players in our match today, North Carolina and Richmond Kickers on the team of the round. But hey, we'll see. Maybe they'll be on for round 2, depending what we see over the final 45 minutes of this one. Again, this is a Group 5 match, so let's take a look at the standings in Group 5. This is entering today, not live standings, but entering this weekend. Lou City, Charlotte Independence, and Loudoun United all picking up wins in round 1. North Carolina, Richmond, and Lexington all losing in round 1. So this has the potential to be the round where separation really starts to happen, since it's round 2 of 4 in the Jägermeister Cup. We'll have highlights and stats for you coming up after this. Halftime rolls on here in Richmond.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hey, I'm Muath. Welcome to the Confident Barber Show. Come on in.
Health. Suddenly, that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
Halftime continues in Richmond, Virginia. What a beautiful night it is for this USL Jägermeister Cup match. Richmond out of USL League One, North Carolina out of USL Championship. Look, we saw North Carolina have a handful of opportunities. There were a couple of moments where they started to assert themselves, but in the final few minutes of that first half, Richmond started to figure something out. Had some more dangerous looks, had the ball in that attacking third, able to actually get some more crosses in rather than just having crosses blocked. But, you know, I think for North Carolina, the question becomes who can create something in that attacking third, because they're down so many key attacking pieces today. Again, just 3 starters today who started last match for them 15 days ago against Oakland Roots. So a lot of player rotation for John Bradford and company. We'll see what's in store over the final 45 minutes in this match. But always exciting to have this cup. You never know what's going to happen, and we may see an upset today. Richmond still hanging in there against North Carolina FC on this perfect Saturday night here at City Stadium. Let's dive into the first half highlights between these two squads. Early on, it was Josh Kirkland, young local player. And he got in behind, but both being able to scoop it up and prevent the shot. Seen many shots on target in fact for Richmond. Then at the 25th minute, Patrick Bernard, who's been very active on that right flank. And the cross in for Luckhurst. One of the better shots that we saw from North Carolina in that first 45. 34th minute. Again, it's Berner. Finds Perez. This is when he can be so dangerous. Dashing to his left on his strong foot. That laser the left boot, but could not tuck it in past Pablo Jara. 2 minutes after that, 36th minute. Bolduc had a little bit of space, but that window closed quickly as Connor Donovan got in his way. And one last highlight to look at. We'll play the corner short. Berner back for Perez. Berner let it go, and he also sent it wide. That's one of the 8 shots that we saw from North Carolina in the first half. Let's take a look at the first half statistics between North Carolina and Richmond. As you see, just 1 total shot on target. Possession stats about where we thought they'd be. North Carolina at 60%, Richmond at 40%, which, look, when you have a USL Championship side against a USL League One side, you always expect the championship side to have the lion's share of possession, especially given that Richmond, even in League One play, on the lower side of the league statistically in terms of possession stats. Darren Sawowski company knew that they'd be the underdogs today, but certainly said that they are playing to win. We also saw a yellow card of East that got Owl booked in the first half for Richmond, and for North Carolina, it was Adam Luckhurst who went in hard for a challenge. He also received a yellow card in that first 45. The other thing that jumps out to me, the corner kicks. Richmond 6 corners, just 2 for North Carolina, says to me that Richmond's been getting down in that attacking third. Again, we haven't seen them get many crosses actually into the area, but a lot of them have been blocked and then deflected out for a corner kick. Just an immaculate night for some soccer here in Richmond, Virginia, one of the great venues in all of USL, not just League One, but the championship as well. And it's a place that John Bradford in North Carolina know well, having played here as members of USL League One 2023, and before that, a stadium that fit around 5,000 fans. Always a tough place to play. 2-1 at home this season in league play. And this would be a notable win for Richmond to pick up a victory against a USL Championship squad. And they're hoping to send the home fans back home with the win. And it's nice for these home fans to actually see Richmond at home, because they've been on the road for quite some time. National team, he has departed the match, and it's Rafa Mensingen who heads on. Another one of those North Carolina guys who joined the club at the League One level, stuck with him at the championship. A skilled player who can create but also defend at a high level. Third-year member of NCFC, he's on there at the start of the second half. And we are underway. 45 minutes left to play in round 2 of the 2025 USL Jägermeister Cup. John Gross with you on this Saturday night here in Richmond. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Jaeger Cup matches being played across the country. Richmond of the Redkins, North Carolina in the blues. Cullen Martin has an early takeaway. And here comes Perez. What a lovely ball this is. Dolabella chops it back. Mensingen curls it in. A throw in for North Carolina. Rafa Mensingen, the native of Brazil. Long toss from Rafa. Brought in by Dolabella. Back to Mensingen. Floats it in there. Mensingen's ball headed central. Great effort by Barnathan. Will be a corner for North Carolina. But the captain, Dakota Barnathan, preventing a golden opportunity for North Carolina. Dolabella was on the doorstep. Barnathan got his head in there. It's Luis Perez to the corner flag. He was dealing with the Red Army in the opposite end, now with some younger fans in his ear. Ball in from Perez. Headed goalward, off the end line. Ball still loose, and it creeps over the crossbar. What an effort. And Pablo Jara is down. Let's take one more look at this. Unreal. Headed off the goal line. It was Simon Fitch who got the job done. Another concern about Pablo Jara. Good to see Jara back on his feet. Just the second appearance for Jara across all competitions, both coming in Jaeger Cup play. Another corner for Luis Perez. Low ball, takes a deflection, bicycle attempt. Knocked out of the area. Simon Fitch is down. He was holding his head, and that immediately draws a whistle from Alex Beeler to get some medical attention. Let's get one more look at it. Dolabella got on his bicycle, but it was well defended. Pardon me, that was Paco Craig. Simon Fitch getting looked at. He's the one who just moments ago. Now he has to get his contact back in. Oh my. Now I do not wear glasses, do not wear contacts, but it has always seemed a little bit, I'd imagine, uncomfortable. Simon Fitch has to do it on live TV in front of thousands of fans in attendance. And the Richmond native gets a warm round of applause. We'll have to head off momentarily, and then we'll be ushered on by the fourth official. And now he's good to go. So Richmond back to even strength as Fitch trots back out there. Somersault. Mensingen. Mensingen is cross blocked. Well defended by Beckett Howell. Rafa Mensingen, he is a game-changing type of player who can come on and make a big difference for North Carolina. Halftime substitute, the only change we saw from either manager at the midway point. Mensingen. Here's Malou. Back for Rafa Mensingen, into space! And he hits it wide. Mensingen, very crafty player, and plenty of space to work with there. He drilled it off target. But he's been a strong defender for this team, leads them in tackles and duels won, but also can be dangerous pushing forward. In fact, I'd say most dangerous when he is pushing forward. We've seen that from him in the early minutes that he's been on the pitch tonight. From Louis Perez. This rekindled USL League One rivalry popping back up in the Jägermeister Cup. NCFC in its second season of the USL Championship. Richmond in League One. Long toss from Perez. Donovan. Still Donovan, not at central. Popped away, comes out to Mensingen. Martin. Sidestep, strikes, and Hara has the save. Second save of the night for Pablo Hara. Both keepers get involved. Hara and Mulqueen both of whom have seen limited action this season. Hara, though, plenty of experience under his belt. A South Georgia Tormenta legend. 108 all-time appearances with Tormenta. Here's Dolabella. Dolabella clipped off of it by Garnett. Martin. Dolabella couldn't get there. And Howell sent it out for a throw. We're seeing North Carolina assert itself a little bit more in this second half. Throw in for Mensingen. Perez applies the pressure. Espinal goes down and does win the free kick. Haven't said Darwin Espinal's name very much. And if you're NCFC, that's a good thing. If you're Richmond, not ideal for a guy who has... An absolutely hammered ball from Hara. Espinal leaves it central, distant strike, saved by Mulqueen. James Vaughn, well hit. And Trevor Mulqueen, his first save of the match. And that'll fire up the Red Army. A little bit of juice for this Richmond attack. It all started with an absolutely crushed ball by Pablo Hara. James Vaughn, well-struck ball, results in another Richmond corner. This is the 7th corner of the night, and it's Nils Seufert to send this in. Seufert leaves it short. Espinal, Seufert, Bolduc. Bolduc snaps one across, and it heads out for a goal kick. Hara, who just showed us the cannon of a leg that he has. It has primarily been James Sneddon, the 19-year-old, who has seen all of the starts in league play this season as the keeper for Richmond. Hara made 11 starts last year. We saw a trio of keepers start last season for the Kickers in Hara, Sneddon, and Ryan Shello. This year it's only been Sneddon in league play and exclusively Hara in Jaeger Cup action with his now 2 starts. Dolabella collects. Dolabella turned away by Hara, who keeps it in play. What an effort by Pablo Hara, not only the save, but preventing the corner. Also Barnathan, I have to give him credit for jarring that loose initially. Well done by this Richmond back line. There have certainly been some questions asked of the center backs this season. There have been some lapses from the Richmond center backs, but solid outing today for the most part. Nearly an hour in, keeping a USL Championship squad goalless. Here's Craig. Richmond extending its press. And it proves to be fruitful. Espinal trying to slice it over for Seufert. North Carolina can counter. Somersault. There's Perez. Perez jars it ahead right to Barnathan. North Carolina, its first match in 15 days. Down a boatload of its normal starters in this match. Seufer slices forward. Espinal now. Espinal! He can score from that distance. You can't fault him for the effort.
This is your last call for
and it is a goal kick.
Beverages. All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for alcoholic beverages.
Lifted along, Barnathan gets their first, and it's sent out for a throw. Let's go back to that last strike from Darwin Espinal. And if you're North Carolina, you have to step up a lot earlier and prevent him from letting that fly, because he can absolutely bang it in from that distance. Dolabella. Malou. Mensigan. Leaves it in. Mensigan's ball. Sent away by Barnathan. Well, I said it earlier, Rafa Mensigan, he can be a game-changing type of player. And he has proven to be dangerous in his first few minutes on the pitch. It's a poor giveaway, though Mensigan wins it back. Rafa Mensigan, lovely ball! Great save by Hara, turning away Dolabella. And it heads out for a corner. What a feat this was for Mensigan. Great run by Dolabella as well. Those two very much on the same page. But Hara was right in front of it. Luis Perez will send this in. Ball in from Perez. Bolduc sends it away clear. Perez. This ball takes a deflection. Here's Burner. Patrick Burner. Leaves it wide. 1-2 back for Burner. Burner. Dolabella, he goes down, and a free kick awarded to Richmond. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Got a foot in there, still a throw for the kickers. Richmond hasn't made any changes yet today. They only made 2 alterations last match in that 2-2 draw against Westchester. Though there is less depth now with some of the key guys unavailable today for the kickers. So we'll see just how deep Darren Sawatsky dives into his bench. Lovely back heel by Perez. Dolabella leaves it for Mensingen. Mensingen on the move. Rafa dances. Mensingen! Nearly snuck it in there. Rafa Mensingen, so dangerous in the ball. And let's watch this 1v1. So tough to contain. Actually went through the legs of Hara, and there were two runners alongside him. And you just get the sense that if North Carolina will break through, it will be, at least in part, due to Rafa Mensingen. Corner on the way. Luis Perez sends it in. Perez's ball headed down. Hara high points it. Seufert. Richmond have hardly had possession in the attacking half this first 20 minutes of the second. North Carolina still at about 60% of the possession today, which is exactly where we were at halftime. Ball ahead for Kirkland. Got a bit tangled up. Well, that feed intercepted. Espinal cycles it around. Here's Howell. Howell's ball! Still loose. And Mulqueen falls on it. Actually a whistle first. Oh, what a potent ball that was from Beckett Howell, who had his first pro goal contribution last match with an assist. Nearly another one. Just out of the reach of Kirkland. And then, yeah, you saw the shove from Espinal. That warrants the whistle. That's quality right there, though. Great ball from Howell. Dolabella gives it away. Well contested. They're one right back. Somersault finds Mensingen. Somersault. Dolabella, marked by Cella. Mensingen. Martin now. Here's Perez. Leaves it off. And that is, did it take a deflection? It did, and it will be a corner. Patrick Bernard was on that right flank in the first half, now operating on the left side of the pitch. Let's get one more look at it. And Perez will saunter to the corner flag. The Parisian, a product of the Paris Saint-Germain Academy. On a day that his boyhood club made history, winning its first ever Champions League. Aiden Anderson, Maxi Schenfeld, and Landon Johnson getting ready for Richmond. As Perez keeps it short. Perez. Mensingen. Mensingen, low ball! Deflected on Hara. Right place, right time if you're Pablo Hara. Let's see who that came off of. Oh, that was right at him. If that is anywhere else, that's a goal. Both teams have had some chances this half. Things opening up just a bit. Luckhurst, marked by Fitch. Dolabella sneaks it wide. Perez sends it in. Barnathan there to clean it up once again. The captain, a strong outing tonight. Dakota Barnathan, 6'1", going up against Adam Luckhurst at 6 feet. Perez, Mensingen curls it in. Mensingen's ball headed away and blasted along. So 3 changes on the way for Richmond. Aiden Anderson heading on for Matt Bolduc, the Greenville, North Carolina native. He did not play last match against Westchester. The first-year kicker heads on. Maxi Schenfeld enters. Schenfeld played as the number 10 last match for Richmond. We'll see where Darren Sawatsky puts him today. And also coming on, Landon Johnson, the 18-year-old, the first Academy player to sign a pro contract under Darren Sawatsky. Richmond's youngest ever signing as just a 16-year-old, now an 18-year-old, heads on. His first appearance since May 2nd. So 3 changes for Richmond. We'll see where Schenfeld plays. Normally more of a left back. Typically offers strong service into the area, but again, played as the number 10 last match for Richmond. A team that is down some key attacking players. Schenfeld. So he is playing at his normal spot at the back. Here's Perez. Somersault. Lifted ahead for Malou. Has to box his way out for it. Couldn't get there, well defended by Seufert. And here comes Landon Johnson. Johnson runs into a brick wall. Stays loose though, it's Anderson. Espinal leaves it central for Johnson. Anderson got his toe on it. Johnson again. He can't get a strike off. Fitch recovers for Richmond. Things heating up here as we wind down to this one. A reminder, if we are tied through 90, we do go to a shootout. Looped ahead, Johnson's offside. A thrill at City Stadium. Let's take one more look. There's that challenge. Yeah, it's tough to see. Certainly look close. Somersault. Surges ahead. Down he goes. No whistle. Somersault wins it back though. Mensigan slices back for Somersault. Mensigan pops it central. Mensigan's ball headed over the crossbar by Luckhurst. And we have entered the final 15 minutes. Here's a look at our Tech for Troops replay. A reminder, we will go straight to a penalty shootout if we remain tied through 90 minutes. Both teams will be given 1 point, and then the winner of the shootout will get an additional point. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Dolabella leaves it to himself, marked by Fitch. Fitch wins that 1v1. Here's Simon Fitch. Seufert. Seufert floats ahead. Anderson brought it down. Take it back by North Carolina. They play the advantage. Again, contact, and now a whistle. And we will see a card come out. And it will be a yellow. Once he stands up, we will see that card. And it goes against James Vaughan. Well, there were two hard challenges. That's a clear yellow. That was the second of the two. Round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup, this Group 5 match coming down to the wire. 3 points would go a long way for one of these teams, having both lost in the opening round. And again, just 4 group stage matches in the USL Jägermeister Cup. So if one of these teams can't pick up 3 points, I think it's going to be tough sledding for both of these squads moving forward to advance. Again, the 6 group winners plus 2 wildcard teams advance to the knockout stages. Both North Carolina and Richmond lost their respective opening matches in this competition. Mensigan gives it away. Schenfeld taps it forward. Here's Espinal, leaves it for Maxi Schenfeld. Schenfeld right at Mulqueen. Routine for the keeper. Pat Anderson making that run. Mulqueen was ready for it. Throw incoming for Richmond. The Kickers winless across their last 7 matches in all competitions. Can they get a win today in what would be a victory over a USL Championship side? Malou, the former national champion at Clemson back in 2021. Somersault, got 2 on him, and it's taken away by Seufert. Here's Burner. Perez. Back for Burner. Burner sends one across, and it's headed in! Adam Luckhurst, the go-ahead goal for North Carolina. It's his first professional goal, and it might just be the winner. It was Burner's cross, and Luckhurst got his crown on it. And the first-year pro has his first pro goal as he nods it by Pablo Jara. And a crucial moment for North Carolina as the visitors have the edge. And it's a change for Richmond, as Andrew Richmond will head on for Richmond. The 17-year-old, this is just his second appearance of the season. His other appearance came in 12 minutes as a sub against Spokane Velocity. The hometown kid. Richmond Kickers really investing in finding young, talented players and developing them in the academy and then with the first team. Now the Kickers in some trouble. Schenfeld. Here's Espinal. Espinal, diagonal ball, kept in by Johnson. Johnson centering feed, takes a deflection, contact in the area, no whistle, 2 players down. And now it's blown dead. And it's Malou who is still down. Let's get one more look. Malou colliding with Richmond. Was there an extension of that arm shoving him down? That's close. Nothing called. As it stands, the Adam Luckhurst goal, the difference. Good to see Malou back on his feet. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. The Kédougou, Senegal native in his second season with NCFC. You see his teammates gesturing for a substitute. He's hobbling off the pitch. We send Justin our best. The former national champion at Clemson back in 2021.
Attention please, substitutions for North Carolina in the 85th minute. Entering is number 66, Finn Sundstrom.
Change for North Carolina. It's Finn Sundstrom who comes on a USL Championship Academy contract. Young player who first joined the NCFC Academy as an 11-year-old. He's been a mainstay in the starting 11 this season for John Bradford. Enters for Justin Malou. How conservative does North Carolina get? Well, it doesn't look like they'll get very conservative whatsoever.
Your attention please. Tonight's attendance at City Stadium is 4,753. Thank you, Richmond,
Queen
for continued support.
Brings it in. Attendance was just announced. 4,753. Wonderful atmosphere tonight in Richmond, Virginia. Is there one more chapter left in tonight's story? The 81st minute goal by Adam Luckhurst, the difference. His first professional goal. Here's Barnathan. Schenfeld. Oh, it's given away. It is Luckhurst, the goal scorer. Dolabella alongside him. Still Luckhurst. Down he goes. Johnson with the contest. And Landon Johnson carries ahead for Richmond. What effort by him. Barnathan plays it long. That feed is broken up by Craig. And a slide tackle results in a foul. And will we see a card come out? Some extracurriculars after the whistle. And it is a yellow. Goes against Andrew Richmond. Summersall, who was brought down. Well, I expect a good chunk of added time. We've had some big stoppages. So there's the initial foul, and the whistle blows. And Summersall down in pain.
Public substitution in the 89th minute.
Richmond.
The match for Richmond.
I think it was more so that it happened after the whistle and level of physicality.
Leading the match is number 38, Griffin Garnett.
Change for Richmond. Guy Franca, the Brazilian, heads on for the Kickers, replaces Griffin Garnett. Franca, who has started 6 of 7 matches in league play this season, did not play against Westchester last match, enters late in this one. Final minutes, again, I do expect a decent amount of added time. There's a physical aerial duel. Here is Espinal, leading goal scorer for the Kickers. That feed broken up by Burner. Summersall leads the counter. Summersall has numbers. Raheem Summersall finds Dolabella. Dolabella central. Richmond still a glimmer of hope late in this one. North Carolina, A prime chance for the dagger right here, but Summersall could not gather. Booming kick from Hara. Initial indications of 8 minutes of added time. Plenty of soccer left in this one. This round 2 Group 5 USL Jaeger Cup match coming down to the wire. Again, 8 minutes of added time. Brought to you by Guayaquil.
8 minutes of stoppage time.
Chella skies it in. Mulqueen could not corral it, but a whistle, and Mulqueen is down. Mulqueen and Anderson both went up for it. And I don't know if they actually called a foul there. We'll see how they restart this. Yeah, they did. Mulqueen will put it back into play himself. Whistles blow. And Darren Sawatsky was just issued a yellow card. Flicked on by Espinal. Here's Martin, the byline. Fitch wins the whistle. Well defended by Simon Fitch. Here's Martin. They play on. Summersall. Leaves it for Mensingen. Acres of space here. Louis Perez rolls through. Luckhurst, Hara off his line, makes the play. Kickers can counter. Richmond plays it ahead. Here's Espinal. Darwin Espinal on the move. Espinal turned away. Trevor Mulqueen, what a save.
All right, Richmond, you know what time it is. Get on your feet because it's time to stand up.
The Kickers' top goal scorer nearly equalized. But Trevor Mulqueen, in just his second appearance this season, makes an enormous save. Corner kick for Nils Seufer. In the dying moments, ball in. Headed by Berner, and again a corner. Seufert again. Burner once more wins the header. And a throw coming from Richmond. Seufert will let Anderson toss it in. Lofted in by Anderson. Craig heads it away. Stays in a dangerous spot. Settles by Cella. His strike takes a deflection. And is lifted away by Donovan. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports, Golazo Network, and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Seufert brings it down on a hop, no trouble for Mulqueen. He has come up big when it's mattered most. Not tested often, but he's been ready for the challenge. Just his 5th all-time appearance, Trevor Mulqueen, for North Carolina since joining the club back in 2023. And he has had to make some big plays late, but none bigger than the save and the Darwin Espinal strike. I would imagine that we will play at least a minute or so beyond the initial 8 minutes of added time, just given that we had Justin Malou down for a bit. We also saw a yellow card, a couple of stoppages in stoppage time so far. NCFC in no rush. Put this back into play. Colin Martin, the former Richmond kicker, today playing against his former team. 13 appearances for the Kickers in 2014 and 2015 while on loan from DC United. Here's Espinal. Acres of space to work with for Simon Fitch. Fitch, numbers surge ahead. Fitch lifts it along, sneaks through. Seufert pops it central. Stays in the area. Headed. Maxi Schenfeld now. Pops it into the area. Burner heads it away. Only as deep as Franca. A lot of contact. And they play on. Summersall with the advantage. Just dodging towards the touchline. Summersall taken off of it. And the card comes out. And it goes against Landon Johnson.
A yellow card caution has been issued to Richmond number 7, Landon Johnson, in stoppage time.
How much time left? Can't be all too much. Johnson breaking up that trot from Summersall. Does North Carolina dare send this in, or do the visitors simply just play towards the corner flag and waste some more time? Here's Perez. Wins a throw. Alex Beeler, our match referee. How much more time will we have before his whistle blows? And that's it. NCFC on the road A thrilling 1-0 victory. And John Bradford's squad picks up a much-needed 3 points in round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup. What an atmosphere, what a fixture, and what a finish. A USL League One rivalry renewed, certainly lived up to the hype. 1-0 the final as North Carolina FC takes it. There's Pablo Jara, who made just his second appearance of this season, both in Jaeger Cup action, but he is our man of the match. Brought to you by Las Abogadas RVA. Jara made some big plays, kept his team in this match. 6 saves for Pablo Jara. And we'll take a look at some of the plays that Pablo Jara made. Again, our man of the match brought to you by Las Abogadas RVA. 6 saves for Pablo Jara tonight. Really kept his team in this match. And you think one more for North Carolina, that would have been more than enough for them. But some big stops for a guy who has played sparingly this season. It has primarily been James Staten, the starting keeper for Richmond Kickers. But Jara made the most of his opportunity today. 6 saves for the former South Georgia Tormenta standout. Now we'll take a look at our play of the match. And Jara made some big saves, but he also got some help from his back line. And we'll take a look now at our play of the match, brought to you by Courtyard Marriott. And what an epic play this was. Headed off the end line. Play that could have broken a scoreless tie. It was Simon Fitch who did just enough to head it away. And the Richmond native in his 4th season with the Kickers, adding another highlight reel defensive play to his resume. Well, the Red Army was loud all night long, but it is the visitors from North Carolina with the win. NCFC, a 1-0 victory in Jaeger Cup action. We'll step aside, put a bow on things after this. Stick with us on ESPN+.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day. We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family.
It's seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at home away from home.
With his team, a heartbreaking defeat for the Kickers at home, playing in front of a raucous atmosphere. They showed some real fight tonight. There were opportunities to get out of here with at least 1 point, but the Kickers now winless in 8 consecutive matches across all competitions. Let's take a look at the full-time highlights. A match that, for the early portion of this one, was a bit of a slow match. Full-time highlights brought to you by Tech for Troops. Didn't see a whole lot of quality chances in the first half as we move on now to the second half. This is where things really picked up in the 56th minute. It's James Vaughn, turned away by Trevor Mulqueen, who ended up having a stellar second half in goal. In the 58th minute, Dolabella in behind, And it's Pablo Jara who is our man of the match, making one of his 6 stops. Both keepers, some high-level denials today. But a quality chance here, a beautiful ball in from Beckett Howell, but it's just out of the reach. Josh Kirkland, the young striker. Out of the 69th minute. Mansinkin, who made a big difference in the second half. His ball took a deflection off of Malou. And Vara, another save. And then this was the difference-making moment. 81st minute. Great combination on that left side. The interplay, then the cross. Headed home. Adam Luckhurst heading home the ball from Patrick Burner. The first professional goal by Adam Luckhurst put his side up 1-0. But there was still chances. Darwin Espinal to equalize, no. And it's Trevor Mulqueen with the denial, of fingertip save to preserve the 3-point result for North Carolina, which helps them stay in contention in the group. Now look at our full-time stats. A lot of shots. 33 combined shots in this match, 22 for North Carolina, 11 for Richmond. Both teams had chances. Possession stats a little bit closer than what we saw in the first half, but still certainly favoring North Carolina. A lot of possession in the attacking third as that second half progressed, which resulted in a whole host of corner kicks. 17 combined corner kicks in what ended up being an epic final portion of the match. What a night it was in Richmond, Virginia. The Red Army was rocking, cheering on the boys in red. But it was the visitors in the blue kits who came on the road. North Carolina FC, a critical 3-point result on the road to really stay alive in Group 5 of the USL Jägermeister Cup. 1-0 the final score. A huge thanks to all of you for joining us, for our entire fantastic crew. I'm saying so long.
Broadcasts of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.